Hello and welcome back to our Oolite Let's Play Poorly. This is basically an intermission episode. Music is by Carl Casey at White Bat Audio while we're in this segment of it. This is the current version of Oolite Starter 0.1.29 FlavCent.3. And the interface has updated a lot since the last time I showed this off. What you can see here is we've got the save games all on this panel. Expansion list, this is what's available, and this is what's currently installed. The ones that are red mean that they will conflict with something over here and vice versa. Yellow, if I'm remembering right, involves dependencies. I think, not 100% sure. But either way, it's basically a warning of some sort. Over here, there's a bunch of flavors. These are built-in default sets that you can apply: vanilla, beginner's set, stranger's world set, or the depth set. The folks on the forum, we're just kind of trying to hone in on the way we want to present these, or I should say, like the kinds of sets we want to have be defaulted, so that new players can come in and kind of try out different arrangements of mods and expansions. And then in addition, you can also load and save. So I have got my particular set of expansions here, which is a little bit hairy. I would definitely not say that it's rational. It is just a whole lot of stuff. But I am going to save my set and put it up on my Dropbox. So I'll link it in the description of this video, and I'll keep updating it over time, so it'll be the same link each time, but I will probably mention it. I've been mentioning it in some previous comments. I do update it occasionally, but I'm going to be explicit this time in this video, obviously, because that's what this whole video is going to be about. You can have different versions of Oolite installed. I've currently got the 1.91 sort of beta non-released version. And then finally we have here the about page, which is Little Frogman. All right, so because this is all very small text and my screen is 4K, you probably can't read it. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually switch over to Oolite, and I'm going to go through the expansion manager what I've got installed and talk about it to a degree. I don't know how detailed I'll be, and I don't even know if I'll be correct in a lot of this stuff, because as you may know from my previous videos, I am not the sort of person who actually reads wikis. so I have a tendency not to know things that I probably should. Anyway, that's what we're going to do in just a moment. All right, so let's take a look here. We're going into the Manage Expansion Packs. It's already been updated through Oolite Starter, so we don't need to do anything like that. Well, I might as well update the list, but we don't have to worry about updating any particular expansions here. All right, so anything that is in this system, in the expansion manager, in the game, anything that's got this orange color means that it will load other things when you load it. It's like a little pack. Anything that is in yellow means that it's ready to download and install, but it's not currently installed. And white means that it is currently installed and the current version. Red means it's not compatible with something else. No, this one is manually installed, and there's another color that's incompatible, I think, and I think it might also be red. But anyway, so this is going to be a very haphazard episode, so if this is not your bag, you're certainly welcome to not watch. But here we go. So we've got this cargo contract mod. So cargo contracts are given better choices and often greater profits as a result. We've got the escort deck, which is one of those things I'd really like to get a hold of in the game that I'm running right now. So this creates an escort deck which gets attached to your pylons that you can then attach ships to that external deck. And you have to buy it and then buy the ships. Explorers Club is kind of an immersiveness element. It keeps track of all the systems you visit and gives you an explorer rank. You can view your achievements and provides a special Explorers Club long-range navigation chart. which I haven't actually done anything with. It's there, but I haven't really explored it. Fuel station. This is the fuel station stuff, which is really nice, which I've got installed, and I've been using. It says fly through which point in Route 1 fuel stations and fuel satellites. So I think it's limited to certain systems, and I don't see them all the time, but obviously most of the time you can use rock hermits as well, but fuel stations are typically fairly close to the witch point drop-off points. Okay, next up we have the in-system taxi. This gives you passenger contracts. Haven't used that yet, but someday. Interstellar help is the ability to ask for help out in the frontier, as it were. I believe it needs the broadcast comms MFD, if I'm not mistaken. Or it's possible that it's not related. It may be just an automated process where if you're in trouble, somebody might come and help, or you might get a message asking you to help, but there's no real interaction in terms of messages. I could be wrong about that. I don't know for sure. Again, check the wiki if you actually want to know the truth, the answer to that. All right, we've got Life in the Frontier and Life in the Frontier Revival. This is it gives you the ability to walk on stations via a sort of a text adventure type thing, which is kind of cool. And this is a BBS system where the players can read and accept missions. Mining contracts, you can excavate asteroids for reward. Haven't done any of that, of course. And stashes adds fun activities and events in space, treasure caches, honeypots, abandoned stashes, restricted military airspace, asteroids, etc. Again, haven't really done anything with that. May try to encounter that at some point. Then there's the tow bar, which you can attach to your ship and then salvage derelict ships. You just basically tow them back to a station. I think I've used the tow bar once or twice in an old run, but not to any real great degree. The countdown to 0 is a countdown. Okay, so the background sound mod, which is installed, the countdown goes down to 0 while core countdown goes down to 1. This little mod here makes the core go down to 0 too. So they're not offset. It's just an immersion little thing. Random player and ship names adds random pilot and random ship names to the ship registration interface. More variation to random ship names can be added with random ship names OXP, which I may have done at some point, but I don't know for sure. We'll find out. Then there's wanted posters. Now, I should mention something here. There are a couple of different ways to get really cool looking planets and additional planets, and they are incompatible. The two major ones, there's Stranger's World, and is this the other one? Additional planets, SR. I think this might be. Now I can't remember. Anyway, there's additional planets, I think, and Stranger's World, and I'm using the other one, but I think I'm using Stranger's. I should be. Wow, okay, fine. I'm just going to stop apologizing for the crappiness of this episode. So there are, like I said, two options. There's the Stranger's World and the other one, and they're incompatible, so you can't be using both, and you can't use the sub packs or the add-on expansions of each one with the other. Like, they just don't work together. And they have different features, different benefits. Some things that you can then do with one you can't do with the other, like I think there's only one of them lets you attach the Planetfall mod, which lets you do stuff on planet surface, I think. Anyway, this is one of them, and it gives you different packs for different types of planets, and this is the additional planets mod, the expansion that does all of that stuff. And then there's a whole bunch of these here. And so, as you can see, I don't have it installed. These are also just these are ones that unpack to a bunch of different mods. So, Aliens adds mysterious and unknown alien ships to the universe. Asteroid Storm adds more models and textures for asteroids to the game. And then this is BGS. The next one is BGS. This does its background set. It adds effects, ambient sounds, images, and then I've also got the sound set added in. And I believe this, which one is it? Is it the Xenon UI? One of them makes the music that I have at the beginning that you may have heard. And I think it might be Xenon, but not this one. But I believe this is the one that brings one of the two. This one or Xenon, I'm not sure which, creates the background panels that you see in this version that I'm running through. So this is an older version. I don't know why it says it's installed. Or maybe it is installed because of the... Maybe I have to do... Maybe you have to have both. I'm not 100% sure. I'm pretty sure they're mutually exclusive. But... Okay, whatever. Oh, this one can be updated. Now, okay, so this is the question. Why is it that Oolite Starter didn't update this when I loaded it? Don't know. I'm not going to touch it for right now because last time I did that, weird things happened. So I'm going to have to check with Hiran about what's going on here. Communications pack. This adds a lot of extra NPC communications to the game, increasing the variety of existing messages and also adding several new ones. That's nice. Death comms gives pilots that get killed in battle a final comms message. Diplomacy. So this is wars, maps, and history, the GNN news concerning alliances and wars, treasuries, citizenships, and taxes, which I believe is some of what we're seeing when we can get citizenships at different stations. And probably does some other things that I haven't dealt with yet. So. Display reputation. Displays your current reputations as a passenger, parcel, and contract cargo carrier, which we've seen occasionally on, I think it's the F5 screen, if I'm remembering right. Distant realms. On the galactic navigation chart, replaces the screen title with the names of various galactic regions as planets are selected on the chart. So that is just a little bit of immersion that I don't think I've ever really interacted with, but it does pop up on the top of the map when you go there. It shows a region name rather than whatever else is there, I guess just a static screen title. Dockside services. It says it denerdifies the ship and station interfaces screen and fixes a spelling mistake in the ship registration screen too. The main thing that this does, I think, is reorganizes some stuff in the ship and station interfaces, I believe. 100% sure. Engine sound. The tone of the engine sound follows the speed of your ship, which it kind of does. I think it's only on the acceleration and deceleration that it changes the sound, because I don't think I recall there being a change in the engine tone at any given speed. This is a custom texture for the Lave planet. It's just a nice big 4K texture. Same thing with Zounce. And Famous Planets adds new descriptions and theme tunes for many planets in Galaxy 1 and 2. I'm using this particular font, Zolonium, which is what we're seeing here. There's a bunch of others that you can use, of course. But I like this one. We've got freighter convoys. Freighters can fly in large groups, so it's a bit more visually interesting. GNN is the Galactic News Network. We have a Galactic Almanac, which adds unique and persistent names to all stars, planets, gas giants, asteroids, and space stations in all 2048 star systems. I believe that without this, I believe that every time you enter a system, the stuff changes. It's a totally new name. It's randomized because the way the game exists, systems aren't real until you enter them. It's just a little bit of data. It's not actually a persistent system. So it generates the contents every time you enter, and this particular mod, this particular OXP, kind of makes some of those elements pegged and consistent. Galactic Registry shows the system information for the current galactic sector. Apparently this one is also updatable. I'm going to have words with Hiran about that. Galaxy names. On the long-range navigation charts, replaces the galactic chart numbers with the real names of the various galactic regions. HD backgrounds. This gets us some really nice looking space backgrounds, which is great. No, that's not this. That's something else. This is the station backgrounds when you arrive. That's what that is. And then this is a set of mission and arrival report screen options for visuals. Habitable main planets. It says it redefines main planet radii and visual appearance to values more suitable for advanced ecosystems and colonization. I believe this particular mod, and I'm not 100% sure, but I am confident, highly confident, that this is not compatible with additional planets. I think it's only compatible with the other one, the one that I'm using. Could be wrong about that, but I don't think I am. Home system adds some flavor text to a variety of messages received by the player in systems designated as their home, which you can designate, pay some money to to give yourself a home system. All right, asteroids. Asteroids are like normal asteroids, but are frozen lumps of water instead. Got a missile beep. Every time a missile is targeted at you, it beeps. This creates moons, simulates pseudo-dynamic moon configurations, and this is a moon's texture pack. Then we've got pirate coves. It adds pirate bases to the systems that are situated in rock hermits. And planetary systems. Simulates pseudo-dynamic solar systems with terrestrial planets and gas giants. Let me see if... that's not what I wanted to do. Trying to remember if this is the thing that's incompatible with additional planets or not. Maybe it is. Planetary systems, texture pack A and B, and C and D and E and F and G and H. So it basically generates textures for a variety of different types of planets. Similar to, and we go all the way back, these guys here. And I'm pretty sure that is incompatible with this. Random ship names adds interesting randomly generated names, which is an add-on for the other mod that we were looking at. Realistic stars. This OXP sets various universal settings to match the colors we can see in the night sky. The number of stars has also been set to match what the average eye can see in this part of the galaxy, I guess. And it says, and the sun's been moved to give it a more realistic size when near the planet. You might notice this when skimming. So that's one of the visual things that I was thinking about the background that I thought was the other thing, but isn't. Reready adds some eye candy and background story to the universe, a customized Reready system, which also can be updated, but for some reason, Oolite Starter did not do that. Ship comparison, side-by-side comparison of ships. Ship respray, can change the colors. I don't know why anybody would want that, since you can't usually see yourself, but I installed it anyway. What was I doing? I don't know. Supers adds the Galactic News Network channels. Star Jelly, we've seen that a couple of times. That beautiful blue sort of Star Jelly alien flying critter thing. Sun Gear, this simulates more realistic sun population based on real astronomical data. Vast solar systems with main planets in habitable zones and with simulated solar wind. And it requires habitable main planets OXP. So that one is tied into that other one we looked at a bit ago, the habitable main planets. And I've just noticed that I don't have any fun music playing, so I'm going to go turn some on and be right back. All right, there we go. Now we got some music. System features, rings. It adds ring systems to occasional planets. Solar flares and sunspots. Tianisla Orbital Graveyard. This adds... basically, in Tianisla, there's this graveyard, this orbital graveyard that's part of one of the lore elements from this novel, The Dark Wheel. And they have shipwrecks, monuments, and memorials. And I'm not really sure why memorials isn't downloaded. Oh, wait, why is this still there? That's weird. That might not even have been attached to the mod that I was reading it from. It doesn't matter. I should probably install this, honestly. Yeah, let's do it. I feel like that's probably not necessarily the right way to do it since I have Oolite Starter, but we're going to do it anyways because otherwise I'll forget. Okay, ships leave condensation trails. Just make them look a little bit prettier. Then this is the Xenon UI. New background images. There we go. That's what this is. These things here on the sides and all that stuff down in the corners that we see. New background images, all standard GUI screens, plus new title screen theme music. That was it. And it requires these packs, one of these packs here. And this is the one I've got installed, Pack D. And it's based on the size of my screen, or the aspect ratio of my screen, and what type of font it's using. This is the Zelonium font. So there we go. Your ad here, it adds advertising billboards and con stores to various systems. And then your ad here, some more ads. Wow, we're still in the ambience. This is going to be a long one. I might have to do 2 episodes. I don't know. Daigo Cinematic Sky and Nebulas. Okay, there we go. There's another one of those things that changes the backgrounds. Makes it look very pretty. And then we've got asteroids and asteroid resources, and then explosions, all by Zygo Ugo. Now we're down finally to dockables. Behemoths. Adds Galactic Navy carriers to the game. Carriers include 4 different types of behemoths and a Navy-class carrier. And then we have a bunch of other dockables. Deep Space Dredger, Extra Rock Hermits. This one is really nice because Extra Rock Hermits is the one that changes them to look like they've got big structures on the outside of the asteroids that they're in, which is relatively new with that update of the Extra Rock Hermits. So it's really, really cool looking. Free trade zones added to multi-government systems. Imperial Astrofactory. Lave Academy is an orbital station which again has been updated but did not somehow get updated by Starter. Liners Markets, Nui space stations, orbital stations. Oh, this one says it simulates stations moving on circular orbits. Don't know if it actually does anything. I haven't really noticed. Planetfall, here we go. Allows landing on planets and moons in the system at various locations. Planetfall markets, enabled markets in Planetfall. So one of the things that I haven't done yet is this one, this Planetfall. What you have to do is you at least have to have a heat shield, and then you just fly close to a planet, and then at some point it basically, I think it asks you if you want to land or something to that effect. SURF is the System Independent Repair Facilities. We've seen those a few times. Tianisa Chronicle Array. Got some Taurus stations, some Wild Ships, plus the Kyoto Station variants. Wild Ships Kyoto Station Relocator. This one puts them closer to the sun, looks like. Small System Stations by Z Groovy. April Pylon Loader. Now we're in equipment. This is an in-flight pylon reloading system, the automated pylon rearm in-flight loader, which I haven't used because it scares me. I don't really know how it works. Audible docking clearance. So this basically sends a ping if we weren't super hurried and just always using the fast dock. It would let you know when it's time to dock. Auto ECM. This is a piece of equipment that you can add that automatically fires your chaff, basically, I think. Or no. ECM isn't the same thing? I'm not 100% sure. Bounty Informer gives you access to the bounty registry of police criminal databases. Camera drones, which kind of gives you an over-the-shoulder view of basically, which I don't have, or I haven't done. Cargo Scanner. Cargo Shepherd. I've got that installed. That, I think, is the one that looks like the little magnet. Cargo Spotter, which changes the visuals of scoopable items. And then Deep Horizon Advanced Navigation something or other. It improves interstellar navigation in the form of fuel savings, which I don't have yet. And same thing with this one, Emergency Witch Space something or other. Energy equipment, 2 pieces. Emergency charge device and the emergency energy unit. Single-use devices that kind of basically give you a bit of a juice if you need it. Escape pod locator. Extra fuel tanks. Those get added into cargo, and then they just can squirt some fuel into your tanks if you need it. This is another kind of fuel tank. It mounts in place of a missile. And the Gal Drive Pod is a pylon-mounted portable galactic hyperdrive unit. Allows for galactic jumps into unreachable systems that would normally be inaccessible. I've never used it. I've never even left my home galaxy. Galactic Sat Nav, a navigation aid for long journeys. And the Gatling, now we're onto some other stuff. Gatling Laser. Goods containers, we've got those installed. I think we've got 1, maybe 2. They are pylon added stuff that gives you more storage space. Got types of missiles that you can add as expansions, a new type of internal fuel tank, laser arrangements, which you can move them between the different laser mounts available on the ship whenever you're docked, turbocharger, laser booster, laser cooler, laser mount switching system, allows multiple lasers on a single laser mount that can be switched in flight. I guess you could probably use that to have a combat laser and then a mining laser maybe. Manifest scanner, which is an MFD. Market Inquirer is another MFD. I use that, I think, all the time. The Market Observer enhances the market screen by showing trading information. This is very handy. The base game does not have anything nearly as useful as this. These two I find incredibly handy. I love both of these. And for some reason... Oh, okay, it's just an older version of it. Then we don't want that installed, so... Different kinds of fuel injectors, mining IFF scanner upgrade, misjump analyzer, missile analyzer, naval grid. Next, what does that mean? Enhanced energy grid. Let's see. Enhanced energy grid to link the energy units to the shields, enhancing recharge rates. Piece of equipment of some sort. Neo dock lights. Ore processor. I'm gonna mostly just go through these. We're at 26 minutes. Holy cow. You can remove individual pylons with this piece of equipment, or at least I think what this does is it puts it into the section that you can buy, right? The F3 screen, but it's actually not an item. It's just the ability to remove one thing at a time rather than all of them at once, which is typically how it is. Repair bots, retro rockets, safety catch for accidental mine launching, scanner alerting enhancement, the ability to sell your equipment. That's another good one. Allows to resell most original equipments and some more in stations with the same tech level necessary to buy it. Shield Cycler. So there's the Shield Cycler and Shield Cycler Next. This distributes energy between fore and aft shields. I don't remember why I have this one instead of this one. I do believe they are incompatible. This might just be... Yeah, this might just be the updated version of it. Shield equalizer and capacitors. Equalizer balances the energy in the forward and aft shields. I think they're basically the same thing, but different pieces of equipment that you can get. Sniper lock stuff. Don't really know how those work. I don't think I've ever used a sniper gun. Synchronized Taurus enables Taurus to drive synchronization with NPC ships escorted by the player, which would probably be pretty handy if we were doing that. Target Auto Lock Plus, software update for the standard scanner targeting enhancement equipment that automatically locks onto attacking ships if you have no prior target selected. Has saved my bacon more than once. Target System Plugins, expands the functionality of the player ship's targeting system, short range snapshot, target memory interface, and target banking module, all of which probably will confuse the hell out of me if I ever try to use them. This is the Telescope, which is that MFD that I have in the top left. Shows nearby objects. It also has the option to show ships and other things, but I don't usually have that turned on. Trail detector, undocumented launch if you want to avoid being caught by cops and stuff. Weapon laws, which restricts the sale of more dangerous weapons to the more lawless systems. That has bit me in the ass a couple times. Welcome mat, information equipment to give system summary information on arrival. Technical reference library, upgrade to the scanner targeting enhancement to show targeted ship specs. Vimana X HUD also should have updated. Don't know why it didn't, but this is the main HUD that I really love. The one that comes up at the bottom. This is my favorite HUD. It's an updated version of the regular Vimana HUD. It is a little bit better. Broadcast comms allows you to communicate with other ships and get messages from them and answer questions and do things like that. Comms log MFD, damage report MFD, HUD selector, which we use to kind of in stations go and move things around a bit. And also you can do it in flight. Combat MFD. MFD restore after load is pretty handy because apparently the configuration of your MFDs doesn't actually stay the same after you reload the game, which is a bit weird, but all right. Manifest, navigation, primable equipment, some useful ones. I've got a few of those on there. Auto refuel. I don't ever have to check that because it just refuels my tank every time I land. Better fuel injection for small ships. Burns less fuel when using injectors. Big ships, adds some big ships to the game. Bounty system. Clarified, not glarified. It's solar glare effect driving you to distraction. Don't start drinking. Join the League of Glare Haters. So basically turns down the brightness on the suns. Display your current course. Shows player current course on the galactic map when contract courses are shown. Escape pod tweaks, escort formations, all handy stuff. This is an add-on to the Explorers Club. Illegal goods tweak introduces interaction with Galcop Customs. In-system trader, you can have that gives you a living market to systems with rewards and risks for in-system trading. Haven't used that much yet, but maybe someday. Interstellar tweaks, adds some stuff to interstellar space. Jaguar Company adds some pilots patrolling space lanes in anarcho-feudal and multi-government systems. Market cooldown changes the game to remember markets when changing systems, which again doesn't normally happen because in the base game the systems don't exist when you leave them, essentially. Masslock reimagined. Masslock delays rather than always holds the tourist drive. I don't actually know that that's the case, or it might require equipment. I'm not 100% sure. Maybe it does work. Maybe that's for going into which space. I don't know. More escape pods, N shields, NPC energy units, new cargoes, adds new specialist trade goods, which does kind of mess things up because they used up the slots for regular cargo and I accidentally keep selling them when I'm not supposed to. Planetfall Market Saver saves the market information, Planetfall stations. New cargo pods, Rock Hermit beacons, Route Planner, plot a route through multiple systems. I believe we use that regularly. I think that's what we're using. Stranger's World Economy, new rebalanced set of market rules. Very, very handy. Skilled NPCs, better flight AI, basically. Spicy Hermits, new starting choices, which is essentially a version of the basically new starting options. I was thinking it was a version of like the expansion sets, but that's something else. Start choices addenda, Taurus to Sun drive, which basically makes you go faster the farther away you are from planets, closer you are to the suns. Traffic control gives you a friendly voice of the main station traffic controller. Traffic distributor reduces time spent in mass lock. Variable mass lock, ranges vary from based on ship mass. Ship set decals, interface reordering. It changes the interface order on the F4 ship and system interfaces, which is super handy because it just organizes it in a way that's much better, much more readable. Library, shipset compatibility. It makes replacement shipsets compatible with Oolite 1.79, but I don't know that it's still necessary, but there it is. It doesn't seem to hurt anything. Displays a message instead of an unusable market screen when there's a no market in one of those stations. Bulletin board system, Cabal Common Library. I think that's just a base. Yeah, it's a base library that some various other OXPs used. Change the view sound whenever you change your view direction. Makes a noise. Compresses the F7 layout here. Moves all the standard F7 data to the top of the screen. We don't use that much. Contracted goods reminder, which I keep forgetting to actually be reminded by. You're doing a cargo contract and mistakenly sell the goods on the market screen. That happened to me once. Equipment sell item color. That does make it so it's easier to find them when you're trying to sell stuff. Expanded weapon info, which adds some information at the bottom in the info panel when you're hovering over, when you're selecting weapons in the buy area. Log events. Market script interface. It's again is another library that a lot of others OXPs use probably. Resource pack, same deal, and it adds Quarium Crystal. OXP configuration options, usual stuff. Save in flight, ship storage helper, station options, system data config, bunch of other things. Then we get some missions. Some of them haven't updated. And, you know, you can go through these. It basically just creates a whole bunch of different types of missions, one of which I think is the one I'm doing with the Susan Calvane stuff. Missions, 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 missions. Then we get to some retexturing, which improves some textures. A lot of this was needed when they switched from the cool texture version, I think, which was like 1.79 or something like that. 1.8 maybe. And now it's a lot cooler looking. So a lot of these aren't necessary because these are from older versions of the game, and they add shaders that already exist now. Might be a little different. But anyway, there's a whole bunch of those. Station Bundle is one that I've got installed. And some more retextures. Whole lot of retextures. And then a bunch of new ships added into the game. A whole bunch of these. We got bulk haulers, carriers, and so on. Whole lot of options. Ship, 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 ship. Ships, ships, ships. I got a whole bunch of them in there. Then mods that change the way systems are handled. So anarchies, communists, dictators, and feudal states. Adds new things to them to make them a little bit more flavorful. And then adds rescue stations, the RRS stations that we've seen occasionally. And then a bunch of different weapons. And then we are at the end. So, yeah, I didn't script this, so there's a lot of ahs and ums and uhs and so on, and I've had comments about that, but you know what? Just don't watch it if you can't handle that. Sorry. I'm not trying to be super professional about this. I was just kind of looking through them as I went. I didn't take a look at them at all prior to recording, just kind of off the cuff here. So anyway, I think that's about it, and next time we'll continue on with our long-lasting Susan Calvane mission, and maybe eventually try out some of the things that I've got installed, because I've got a lot of things installed that I just never even used. Thanks for watching. See you next time.